Alright, you're live.
Ready up? Hello, I'm Amethyst, and I'm running Shantae and the Pirate's Curse 80% no out of bounds. One thing about this run is I will be taking safety saves. If you die at any point during this run, you pretty much can't continue, so I want to make sure the run can finish. Are you ready with the timer?
Yeah, you can count us down whenever you're ready.
Ready up? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this game starts with the city or the town being attacked. We are given a few items here. Hopefully the auto potion never gets used, but it is there for safety. And I'm playing on Pirate mode, which is New Game Plus, so it gives me access to all of these cool movement tech options, such as the cannon, charge, and hat. You'll be seeing a few more of those as the run progresses. This first area is just a tutorial, not a whole lot going on. There is a staircase climb here, which has given me troubles in the past, but I've gotten through that, thankfully. I'm going to be using the pike ball here to speed up the next room, so I will menu use that, and it lets me destroy these bridges a little bit faster than normal. And the scimitar drop also helps with that, as normally you have to wait for those guys to attack. Jumping over a cutscene trigger there to avoid talking to Sky and Bolo, and try to avoid hitting as many of these guys as possible. And we'll be fighting the first boss, which is Ammo Baron. Yep, there you go. So this is a pretty RNG heavy boss. He can either shoot cannonballs, which he is now, or he can charge up to 4 times, I believe. I don't have a monster milk, so this will take 3 cycles, and there's a charge. Probably going to give me 4, he likes to do that. Oh, never mind. He's being nice today. And because this is the last cycle, he will only shoot cannonballs, so... Ooh. Let's not do that. There we go. So I went for a bit of a risky strat there. If you shoot the cannonball the frame it spawns, you save about half a second. But it is quite risky to go for, and it's usually missed. So we have a bit of a cutscene here. Basically what's happened is Ammo Baron has purchased the deed to the city from the mayor, and because we attacked him, we are being taken to court for attacking the owner of the town, or the mayor of the town. We won't be going to court though, we'll be avoiding that. So there's about a 1.5-minute long cutscene before we get to move again. So Shantae's had a rough day, so she's going to take a bath. But she realises she doesn't own a bath. So turns out it's a trap by Risky Boots, the main antagonist of the Shantae series, who was just sort of sitting up in the roof. And she is questioning why Shantae's uncle has taken one of her crew members. And we'll see the introduction of dark magic here, which will turn this Tinkerbat into a Cacklebat. There are, I think, 24 Cacklebats in the game, if I remember correctly, and killing all of them lets you get the true ending and fight the true final boss. So here I'm doing something called a Risky Shuffle, which allows me to get a charge in areas I normally can't. So normally I have to walk in a straight line, but you can shuffle back and forth and get a charge in much smaller areas. It's used a number of times through the game to save a lot of time. That's the lamp, which we use to suck up dark magic and other things throughout the game. Now we have a bit of a collect quest here. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Sky and get a library card. And I got the fast entry, which is good. That saved about 2 seconds. So we get this library card, which allows us to leave the town. And we also have a mandatory save. The guard at the end of town won't let you leave unless you save the game here. So we'll be doing that. In a normal run, this would be the only save we take, but I'll probably take 2 or 3 throughout the run just to make sure I can finish. Got another risky shuffle here. And a bit of a charge, run through the fields here. I'll be killing these scarecrows to try and get item drops. I've been pretty lucky with them recently. You can get items that make bosses easier, or food items which allow you to do animation skips. We'll probably get a bento box here, if I had to guess, or not. Being a little unkind to us. And there's a Squid Baron. He wants to go on a vacation, so we're going to go find a travel brochure for him. First thing I'm going to do is kill these snakes here, and I will trap myself against the ceiling, oh dear, to kill these guys up to 3 times. Unfortunately, I only got 2, so I need to come here and kill more to get a 3rd. I don't know why I didn't get a charge there, that's odd. And this chest here has the travel brochure in it. Normally you'd have to return to this area, but since we're at New Game Plus, we can pick it up at the start of the run. And we'll come and talk to Bolo over here. Give him the flesh pops and we'll get the gate key. Oh, there's no text box there. So we'll give Squid Baron the brochure, and he'll give us some oil, which is a quest item for later in the game. And then we'll enter the palace here. And I think I got the door. No, I didn't. That door's hitbox is really small for some reason, so you pretty much need to be dead center to enter. But you can activate the key prompt from pretty much anywhere. So we're going to get the first map here. This is how the game progresses. You pick up these maps, and each of them lets you travel to a different island. So we should be leaving for the first island at around 8 minutes, I'd say. I'm going to jump over these guys here, as I don't have the ability to kill them. Every enemy you hit with the charge increases the damage by 1, and at the start of a charge, don't have enough damage to kill that guy. So hopefully we can get at least an item drop from these guys. Probably not going to give us anything though. Yeah, that's pretty normal. So I'm going to try and get another fast entry here, and I got it. We'll give Sky her library card back, and she'll give us 100 gems for that, or 100 monies. And we will buy a few things from the shop. So I'll be picking up 3 pirate flares and a super pike ball. The super pike ball will be used in the second boss, and the pirate flares are used to warp back to Risky's ship, so they save a lot of backtracking. So this is the first island here, Saliva Island. You'll quickly learn why it's called that. This island's fairly easy, not a whole lot going on.
Hey, Amethyst, is it okay if I read off a dono?
Go for it.
We have a $15 donation from Hey Cordove. There's no comment to it, but he donated $15 towards comforting Pikachu for the heat. Thank you for your donation.
Okay, so we talk to these girls here, and get the hand stink from over here. That took its time. And then we're going to skip most of this island by just jumping up here. You're normally meant to fall down here to get back, but with the cannon, you're able to just climb up. Going to try and go for a skip here. Completely missed it. So those are 3 intentional pauses there. That skips an animation with this guy here. And this is why it's called Saliva Island. So these girls are going to go for a bit of a swim. They don't know what this pool is, but we just won't tell them. This gives us the Petrify spell, which lets us get into the first dungeon of the game. And I'm going to try and go for... Okay, I got it. Normally Shantae stands on the grass or the moss behind her, but if you glide into this cutscene, you can get a little bit closer. Doesn't save a lot of time, but it's easy, so you may as well go for it. And the first thing we're going to do in this dungeon is actually enter a secret area in this wall. And oh. There we go. So this is a recreation of the first dungeon from the original 2002 Shantae. It's a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same. And we're coming in here to collect some keys. Unlike Zelda, for example, you can use these keys anywhere. So I can take this key to the end of the game and use it in the last dungeon if I wanted to. But picking up these 2 keys in here saves a little bit of time. There's a later area that takes a few minutes if you don't grab these keys, so pick them up here to use there. Use a risky shuffle to skip some platforming there. Pick up the second key. And take an intentional death to get back to the top of the dungeon. Try and kill these guys for an item drop. Didn't get anything. They can drop monster milks, which are useful against the upcoming boss. So we're going to use 1 key on that door there. Pick up some gems from those pots. Crawl through an area that I didn't even know existed until I started running this game. And we have a gauntlet room coming up, so there are a few enemies we need to kill before being able to leave. These are wet men, as they're called. The scimitar bounce allows us to hit both of them at once, which is a lot faster than using the cannon. Please. Thank you. And with the first boss, you can skip that animation on the door, but it's a very precise trick, and I very rarely get it. It's a quadruple frame perfect input, and it saves about 2 seconds on each boss door. So that's that boss done. Okay, second phase, a little challenging, and I messed it up quite badly. So you can pin yourself against the roof and kill this boss pretty quickly. So this is the second map here. Do we have voice again? Alright, cool. So this is run on Roddy Tops, about halfway through. This area is like 9% of the run or something, and it's easily the worst part of the game. It's gone pretty well so far, which is good. Ooh, that was close. But yep, this area. If you get hit by anything, you immediately die and are sent back to the start of the room. So you don't want to hit anything. No, it really isn't. Obviously, the internet is not playing very nice today. So we're going to jump over this guy here, not die to him. A couple more rooms to go. We'll be introduced to the last enemy in this area in the next room, which are the ghost snakes, who shoot smaller ghost snakes. This area is filled with some very unique enemies, and the gates of hell are open, which is good. That saves a couple of seconds. Gonna take this guy safe. I could have jumped in, but didn't want to die. Alright, this is the last room. Dying at the end of this room loses about a minute, so it is really upsetting. There is a fast cycle in this area. I'm not going to go for it because I always miss it. But you can drop down before that second killer comes up. And that was a deathless run. we're going to bring Roddy Tops home. What happened is she said she was bitten by the spider and she couldn't walk, but she was lying. She just wanted a free ride home. So we're going to use the squid oil we picked up at the start of the game here. Give it to this guy here, and he's going to use it to fix this this wagon here. And this is now used as a fast travel to get between the two areas, so you don't have to go through run anymore. We get the shriveled thing. Thankfully the game doesn't even let you go through run after you finished it, so Shantae just says, nah, no, I'm going back in there. So we're going to enter the second dungeon here, which is Cackle Tower. This is my favourite dungeon in the game, which sucks because it's on the worst island in the game. But I really enjoy running through this area. There's a lot of neat movement. So we start with a risky shuffle. And I want one of these skeletons to drop a pike ball. Getting a pike ball is quite useful. It speeds up this next room here quite significantly. I don't think I'm going to get one though. Nope. So I have to fight this bat gal with that one. Isn't too bad. You can still 3-cycle it, it's just very difficult. That was dumb. There we go. And she didn't give me anything either, which sucks. You can get like food items from her. Speaking of food, we're going to do animation cancel there. If you use a food item, the frame that you touch the ground, you can interrupt the key animation. It saves a couple of seconds. But food items are not very common to get. They're not the rarest thing, but they're RNG dependent, so... Gonna pick up a second key here. And I will throw a safety save down... Wow, that was bad. Before this boss. Not a difficult boss, but if I get unlucky, I can die to it. I don't have any monster milks, so it's going to be a lot longer than it usually is. So I'll just talk to this guy.
Do you mind me like announcing a few things?
Sure, go for it.
Right, so coming up on Resort Fest Fall Fright, there's going to be another Shantae game happening after Pirate Shantae Half Genie Hero Friends to the End. If you want to see that as a bonus run, actually, we need at least $25 to get to that, if I'm correct.
I believe it was already met, like really early on, so I could be wrong there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, what's happening on Saturday or Sunday, depending on where you live, we have our spooky block of games to accompany the Halloween, obviously. We've got Darkest Dungeon, the bid war for the boss, other Crocodilian, Necromancer, Hag, Swine Prince, or if you want to like torture them really badly, the Siren. Or if you don't want anything spooky, you can watch Emerald Outlays run of Hue. You can choose the bid war for you can choose the category using your money, either any percent or any percent or plus. Then we've got Drago with Shadow the
Edgehog Pure Darkron for pure edgeness. And then we've got Calm BKs with Dynamite Hetty, in which you can donate $5 to see Dynamite Hetty shoot hoops. Then we've got some Outlast, Guild of Dungeoneering, Super, and many more scary games. Oh, and Duck Life, because Duck Life. And then on the final day, we've got Castlevania by Level Engine, who was actually the Fest International, which was the first marathon, which is the sequel, sort of, for Fright from International. And then we've got Super Mario Sunshine. And then we've got Sonic Adventure XD on the schedule, because it is on the schedule. We've got 3 stories back to back. The best story in the entire game. So if you want to sit down, then you'll be in for a treat. Then we've got some WarioWare smooth moves. Then after that, we've got Super Mario 64, 70-star CC-less, coinless, and capless. It's the very popular speed game done wrong. Should be a great meme. Then Vendale 2000 from England, going up against Ghost Senpai from Mexico in Rayman's 100% objectively the best worst Rayman game in this entire series. Don't at me. And then we've got Jack 8 with Cars 80% glitchless, and it decides what the file name is going to be if you donate money. And then we've got Tanya with Lord Wolf, any 10 facts, Call of Duty game to speedrun, in which there's a $10 incentive for the Heart of Rage on veteran difficulty. I don't know if I pronounced that right. And then we've got Pack and Roll Remix, Bird Quest, then the Marathon, Midwest Speedfest, The Obliterator with Hickman parts. And that, my friends, is Sunday or Monday, depending on where you live, or Result Fest for Friday. Now back to Shantae and the Pirates by Amethyst.
Alright, so a lot of stuff happened there. I picked up the X-ray specs from Squid Baron. Getting a lot of simple balls here. Wow, okay. And I'm also picking up these mummy sketches, which give me a code to open a door to the second worst part of the game. Line Bird, okay. So coming up is a stealth section that if you get caught, you restart the entire thing. And it's awful. I'm going to kill this Scott gal here to try and get a monster milk. That is not a monster milk. RNG's been pretty unkind this run. I've not gotten a whole lot of drops. But I do need a monster milk for the next fight. Or there we go. Wait. Ooh. There we go. So the code you get there is completely random, and you can either lose or gain a lot of time from that. And this is the stealth section. I've put countless hours into finding a way to skip this, and I found nothing. But, yep, this area is pretty bad. There's a fast strat on this first room that I'm going to go for and most likely fail. But it lets you one cycle the room instead of 2. I got it, okay. So if you whip that guard, he turns around later than he normally does, which lets you skip waiting for most of the guards there. And there's another pretty easy skip on this room. I missed the jump button, so I'm going to have to wait. But you can jump up those chains and avoid waiting for those guards. and pick up a key here. And this is the area that we picked up the keys at the start of the game for. Nice. Jumped way too early. So back to the start we go. So that's about a minute time loss there by getting caught, which is unfortunate, but that's how this game works, I suppose. I won't go for this shred again. I was lucky to get it the first time. Wow, I'm okay then. I'm alright. Third time's the charm, I guess. Let's not get caught by the first guard. So let's try and get this fast strat here. Oof. That was real bad. So I'm going to take this room extra safe now, because I don't want to get caught a third. OBS decided to do a thing, so hopefully it's fixed now. Am I back? OBS says that I'm streaming, but I don't know if I am back or not. Okay, good. Yeah, OBS died for a bit there. Sorry about that. Not a whole lot happened there. So this is the catacombs. This area is fun, I guess. We're going to come through this room and pick up the Nori key up here. This one. Also kill this Scorp gal. Okay. Thank you. Pick it up. Stay away. Stay away. Oh no. We're good. Everything's fine. I just need to not get hit once. I'm just gonna kill you to be safe. Not what I wanted. Hopefully I get some health from these guys. Please. Okay. So there's a fast cycle in this room. I'm not going to go for it because my health is too low and I don't want to die. Cool! Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna throw another safety save here. This boss could easily kill me, so just to be safe. In. It's alright, we're only 2.5 minutes behind. This is a Squid Baron. He's a boss now, I guess. He's pretty easy, but he can be a little rude sometimes, so... There we go, that's first phase done. Second phase is easy, don't have to worry about this one. Because I have a Super Pike Ball and Super Monster Milk, I can just sort of stand next to him and attack and he'll die. Yeah. Oh, ABS don't.
Oh, yeah. Flare activated.
So that's that island done. We don't come back here at all. At least I don't think we do. So before going to this island, I'm going to return to the town to pick up an item that is required to enter this this part of the game. So we give Bowler here the fossil and the X-ray specs, and that makes him super smart, and he gives us a death mask. Without this, there's a guy at the end of the island that's like, nah, I can't come in here, sorry. So if you forget that, it's not a fun time.
Ready.
Oh, that's lucky. So this area is a little difficult. You just have to make sure you don't bonk anything, and you'll be fine. There we go. This is the guy here. If I didn't have the death mask, he just wouldn't let me in, so... So this is more RNG. fun. I need to pick up 3 coins and then play a luck-based game to be able to progress. So there's one here, one just below me, and then one to the far left. Those guys deal a full heart of damage, by the way, so I don't want to get hit by them at all. I'm going to do something called a delayed charge here. If I carry the charge through that room, or through that room transition, I'm able to charge as soon as I enter the room. Normally there's an invisible wall that blocks you. So by doing that, you can save a little bit of time. Hit this wall, there are some gems in the ceiling. I'll just pick them up. I think I have 2 super milks, so I should be able to use one on this fight. Those ghosts can be annoying. If they hit you, you get stunned and fall back down to the bottom of that room. So this is it here. I have to get it heads or tails correct 3 times in a row, and if not, I have to go back to the beginning. So this guy's going to give me tails, guaranteed. Told you. Okay, so I've got it wrong 3 times, so I'm guaranteed to get through this time. Thankfully, Way Forward thought to put that in there, so you don't get stuck here forever. So we're going to talk to this girl here, get a locket, also give the locket and get a Hopeful Flame. We come up here and light this fire here. And this gives us access to the dungeon of this area. We just suck up this manly musk. And that lets us get into this cave here. Only lets people in who smoke. This area is pretty straightforward. A whole lot going on. There is a pretty big skip in this area though, that I will be doing. Coming up after this room. A puzzle to get all 3 of these to line up, but you can actually just do a risky shuffle and skip the entire thing. That saves a decent amount of time. Throw another save here just in case. This boss is, again, pretty easy, but he can be annoying. And that's the boss door skip there. It's a quadruple frame perfect input. Saves 2 seconds on each door. So with this guy, I actually don't have 2 monster ones, thought I did. You have to whip him to get him to fall down, and then attack him many times. As his health gets lower, he gets faster, so you want to not get hit by him at all. And that should be death. Oh. There we go, 1 hit.
Oh yeah.
So we get this lost cell here. Another story item that lets us finish. We're not able to use a flare in this area because this area is considered indoors and flares can only be used outdoors. So we have to leave. Make sure. Oh, okay. Let's not do that.
Pirate flare activated.
I have a lot pipe balls, so it wasn't a huge issue if I accidentally used one. This is an ice island. There are enemies in this area that can one-shot me, so I want to not get hit by them.
Go.
By this point in the game, in a casual playthrough, you're expected to have, I don't know, at least 5 hearts or so. But we don't pick up any hearts in this run at all. So we just need to not get hit. You can finish the entire game on 1 HP if you just never get hit. Really? Okay, thanks for that. That's not what I needed. So those wolves can either drop 5 gems, super pipe ball, or super monster milk. I was looking for a monster milk, but unfortunately didn't get one. I'll kill this last guy up here as well. No, nothing. That's pretty standard. The drops from these guys are quite rare, so getting a pipe ball is unlikely in itself. This is Propeller Town. There's an item we need to pick up here to finish the game, so I'm gonna go grab that. Again, more platforming you can skip by being on New Game Plus. That was way too close. These areas are a little strange with the glider. There's some sort of... nice. There's something that sort of like pushes you down slightly in some of the rooms. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it's annoying. Okay, there are enemies here. Not going to bother killing them. I have like a 1% chance to drop anything, so it's just a waste of time to kill them. And as far as I'm aware, they can't drop the item I need, so I'll just leave them be. There's a little skip you can do on this room, and that is not where the skip is at all. It's up one more area. Here it is. Let's not talk about that. But you're right, Shantae? We had some issues there. So we talked to Bolo. And that's this area done. We can just flare out.
Pirate flare activated.
This way. Nope, we don't come here. This is still incorrect. Every marathon run I've done in this game, I've forgotten this. We need to come back here first and do our last backtrack of the game. So we come in here and we give the lost soul to the zombies here, and it turns out it's the spirit of Joe, who was that dude that died because he read a thing but didn't talk to Abner. So you give Abner the death mask and it gives you a flare. Oh, I forgot about that. There we go.
Pirate flare activated.
Okay, now we return to town. And there are a lot of things I need to do here. First thing is give the soul, and it awakens this guy here. And he walks off. I'll just come to the shop real quick. Oi. Okay. So that's the last shot we'll do of the game. Pick up the items I need to finish the run. And I may as well kill these guys, they can give me items that'll help, possibly. Unlikely though. We talk to this guy, we give him the sword that we picked up earlier. And he transforms into definitely not He-Man.
Flare activated.
This way. Okay, so we've assembled the crew here, and this cannon opens up the next dungeon for us. And we enter the abandoned factory. The boss in this area is heavily RNG dependent, so he can either be very nice or very unnice, depending on how he feels, I guess. Do another animation skip on that key. That's the main reason I picked up the potions, but they are useful. I'll save here. There's no save guy before the boss, so I guess I'll have to talk to this guy. Yep. And we pick up another key from over here. Oh, nice. So I jumped a little too early and the key's hitbox hadn't spawned. So ooh, missed the animation skip there. So this is Steel Maggot. He's annoying. I'm going to try and get a one cycle, but that's, again, RNG dependent. And I didn't get it. That was dumb.
Super criminal.
Let's not do that again. Okay, cool. So we need to hit the buttons on his back in the right order. And I missed the one cycle. Oh, I was lucky. Wait, come back here. There we go. So that was a relatively good Steel Maggot. Not the best I've ever had, but decent. I lied, apparently that was the best I've ever had. That was the gold split.
Tinkerback.
That probably wasn't even faster, but may as well.
Pirate flare activated.
So, reaching the end of the game here, we have just the final boss to fight now. So the last map takes us to the Lonely Grave, where the Pirate Master is, well, supposedly dead, but that won't last very long. So now we have to go fight him, and then the game's done. So Scuttletown's really dark now because there's evil magic or something, or maybe I don't know. Shantae's just been out all day, so it's nighttime. One of those two is the correct reason, I suppose. So there's a strat here called up and over. It saves a couple of seconds. And I sort of got it. You can get up there without hitting the wall, and it saves you breaking through some blocks that are below. So this is the tower climb. This area has killed a number of PBs for me, as it's quite precise, the jumps you need to do. There are normally some challenge rooms you need to go through, but you can just do that and skip all of them. So that's good for speedruns, I guess, because those rooms are actually really difficult. And I got all three of them, nice. It's uncommon that I get those first try. I'll throw another save down here. And now we just have the final boss, and the game's done.
Monster Bell. Double.
This is the Pirate Master. If he's nice, we will be able to kill him really quickly, and he's not nice, so... So he can teleport to either the left, right, or middle, and if he teleports between the right and middle, you can get a one-cycle fight. Get ready on time, by the way, it's probably 10 seconds away. It's as soon as he starts dying. If I can hit him, that is. Okay, and... time. So on my timer that was a 56:44, which is not great, but it's okay. It's well below the estimate. So that was Shantae and Pirate's Curse. 80% no outbounds.
Shantae and the Pirate's Curse.
So up next, I think I'm running Friends to the End, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that got met very early on, so I'll get that set up if that's the case. Hey, the game crashed. Cool. But no worries, happy about that one. Right, well, I'll get Friends to the End set up, and I'll come back after that.